Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
Good morning.
Good
Good
morning,
morning.
morning, afternoon, evening, wherever y'all are. It's another beautiful sunset. All right, let's get everything up and running here. Oh, yeah, Sunny, you're in Dubai. Welcome. Just showed up yesterday. Huh? Yeah, get some rest. That jet lag will make you crazy. You get tired at the wrong time, you wake up at the wrong time, you get hungry at the wrong time. Jet lag. You gotta reset the rhythm. All right. What do we got? Let's look at the news real quick. See what's on. What do we have? What do we have? Anything worthwhile? 9 a.m. Irrelevant. 10 a.m. Jolts jobs opening. Okay, so that'll be important. 10 a.m. Then factory orders at 10. Okay, all that's at 10. And then some other stuff at 1:30. All right. 10 a.m. news. Other than that, nothing to worry about. Nothing to think about. All right, let's dig in. So, you guys who saw yesterday's screenshots and trade recap video saw that I'm doing things a little differently. Honestly, it's nothing new. It's just I decided to implement it yesterday. I'll show it to you. So I'm looking at this 30-minute line chart. The line chart, if I'm not mistaken, by DOS, it just connects the dots between the close of every 30-minute candle. So what I'm doing is picking up levels on the line chart, and I want to be close to where the price is about to open. And by levels, let me put it this way: the 80-20 of picking levels is using the line chart. Makes it easier than looking at wicks and various things. And then the 80-20 of picking levels on the line chart is to look for reversals, just simple, pure, sharp reversals. So let's look at where the price is now and just pick up obvious reversals. We have this one right here. You can see that it went and it came down. So I'm just going to put a level right there. That's probably pre-market high. Get another one down here. Pretty obvious so far. Okay. But one thing you want to be careful of is not to get too many. If it starts getting crowded, you got to zoom out. So anyways, looking at this one's obvious. It sticks out. I mean, you have this obvious one down here, but I mean, that if it gets down there, we'll put a level there. No big deal. Then looking at the upside, I see this. This is interesting. You can see that's it. All right, levels for today. So the price is opening there, and we got levels to work with. And that's it. Now I'd like to zoom out a little bit and see if there's anything interesting. Oh, here we go. See this bottom one here? It was resistance, came down, bounced off, turned into support. So you got something to work with there. This was resistance. What do we have? Yeah, it was respected earlier. It was resistance before it did a breakout. Came back into it. Looks like resistance again. That's interesting, right? So right about where it's opening, it's interesting. We got a level up here. You can see where it was respected. Had a couple of false breaks. Interesting level, right? It went right up there and it got stuck for a bit. So that's an interesting one, just above 645. Let me think. Oh, you know what? This one further lower. Let's bring it up. I see this level right here. You see this point? This is a bit of a pinpoint. It's very close to right there. So I got this in mind. This is interesting. Right there. About 641.50, and then you have the low of that post-market, pre-market, whatever it is, closer to 641. All right, that's it. Good for now. And then I'll just wait for the 1 minute to get there and see how it behaves. That's about it. And let's see. Let's try not to be in a heavy position around 10 a.m. because of the news. You don't know what's really going to happen. But that's about it. Hey, let me see, make sure everything's working. Cool. Kind of difficult to make money in here. Now, at these levels, let me tell you also, I'm not looking to take trades precisely at these levels. It could set up somewhere up here, for example, and go long. These levels are areas. And what I'm really now looking at is a 1 minute chart. I'm looking for those very specific candlestick setups. So I'm no longer looking for the candlestick setups on the 30, just looking at the 1. And it should be in the vicinity of the level, approximately. So if you look at this one right here earlier today, I see a big old head and shoulders pattern. And it completed, well, actually, it's not really head and shoulders, but let's say this was a head and shoulders. It completed itself about here. So the entry is in this area, below the level, not at the level. and then you have a tight stop. You're looking for stuff like that. Over here, I see it came down. It's got a decent looking double bottom, and the entry would be, right about it. Actually, in this case, just above the level, something like that. So just approximately. And again, the key is to pay attention to the price action. Price action is king. The level is just giving me an approximation of where the price has turned around before. Points of inflection. That's all it is. So that's that. Ready for trading. What else you guys want to look at? Oliver, yep, 10 a.m. news. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Raymond, you got Google. How do you change the line chart, Raymond? You probably can't see. Let me see. You right click. You can't see my menu here. But you right click and go to study config. And then where you have candle, where it's study, what is it called? It's called, the name is study bar. It says candle. Just double click on candle, and you have a drop down menu you can choose a candlestick chart, a bar chart, or a line chart. And that's it. It's just study config. You can't see the pop-up window on my screen because I'm sharing a window, not a screen. That's unfortunate. Let me know if you have a problem with that. Shouldn't be a big deal. All right, there we go. Got the line chart. All right, what do y'all want to look at? Google, Apple. All right, let's look at these real quick. Tell me how you want to look at them. You want to look at them on line charts or what? Google, all-time high. All right, let's go to the 60. You guys are used to this. Yep, big old news. Again, it's had a whole lot of news, so expect volatility at the open, big move. Volatility means opening scalping stuff, right? You guys probably get lots of attention with that, lots of fun with that. But let's do this. I see a range. The range is the bottom over here and the top over there. And the way I calculate it, this distance is pretty good. That's a well-defined range. So if it breaks out of this range up or down, it'll go probably the same distance. And I'm mostly looking to the upside. So break of 230 makes a lot of sense. Also, I think this range is massive. So there's trades to be had inside of it, especially for you scalpers. You notice what I notice also here? A good looking double bottom. Goes up and gives you a double bottom during a consolidation. It's not really a reversal. So you may think of a continuation, which is actually happening now. But the break of 230, I think, is the big one for Google. But let's see. Let it get there, and it's going to be very volatile. Apple. Yeah, same idea. Looks like news. Was there news? Google and Apple overnight? Earnings reports, I'm assuming. Same thing. Let's just identify the range here. There we go. Let's move that back a bit. There we go. Plenty of space to make money in between, but again, the breakout to the upside is the most interesting thing. Court ruling favor them. All right, thanks, Raf. Court ruling, no earning stuff. Okay. Again, my favorite scalping setup for these sorts of things is the fallen angel. So from the opening price, I want it to drop, find support. Ideally, it will at pre-market lows. Then go reclaim its opening price, and then you have a massive pop going upwards. And then in Apple's case, you would like to target pre-market high and 240 and then see what happens. Ideally. Wow, look at that. That big hammer yesterday with room to the left. That is interesting. Huh. Pretty much set up that move, huh? On this candlestick chart, you may have even been able to anticipate. Take a long there and go if you knew there was news coming and you want to play it that way. Very interesting. Anyway, all right. So a couple of minutes to the open. I will once again sit out those first few minutes while the candles are jumping around. And I'm really just looking for good, neat 1 minute price action, a good candlestick setup. So far we have one, a good looking double bottom. Would have failed once. Let's see. Here, the double bottom was complete here and the entry was there. It would have stopped out and give you a second entry. And you'd be in it now. Huh. Let's see how it behaves. It will be fun if it pops down here. And then I can take the 643 contracts and go long. That's decent. You go out of the money, it could go fast. Let's prepare that 643, but I don't want to get it in the first few minutes. I'm gonna wait, just because you know how jumpy it gets. You need a good setup, good one. And if you're ever confused, just zoom out. You have this 30-minute chart. Just zoom out. Fun, huh? All right, about a minute to the open. Let me know what y'all got. And Dennis, are you here? Yeah, Dennis, I responded to you there, but let's see towards the end of this session if we can get into the investing stuff. 'Cause, I think yeah, there's not really a lot for me to talk about on that, really. It's a few major concepts, and we can get through in about 15 minutes. So we can possibly even do it today. I have all my notes here. So perhaps today, if you can just remind me towards the end of this session, if we're not getting busy with trading, yeah, it'll be all right. Cool. All right. You know the drill, guys. 20 seconds to go. The market's a gold mine. Same old thing. I'm almost tired of saying it, but you know what to do. Just don't lose money, or just don't lose more than you win. Every trade is a possibility of being a loser, even with a perfect setup. Remember that. Here we go. Markets are opened. Who of you just had your heart rate jump up by like 100 beats per minute just when the bell rang right there? I bet most people in this room. It's very normal. All right, let's see. You know what I like on the 1 minute chart? Dean every day. You're funny. What I like on the 1 minute chart are these pinpoint reversals. I've been talking about this for a while, but real pinpoints. You can see a pinpoint right there. So I'm going to start putting some levels down that already exist. That might be, I can work with. There we go. I got a flat line there. This is this bottom right here. It'll be really interesting. It's close enough to the level where I'd be interested to take a short. If the price action breaks down, retest, short available there. And the top I don't see. I want to see a real pinpoint, like a wick. You know, this is a good one. Took a couple of trades like this yesterday. I was looking at this stuff on a 30-minute chart. I figured it's actually very powerful on a 1 minute. You gotta be really clear about it though. You want to have room to the left and to the right, not just to the left like we did before. Here's another one. Ooh, interesting. Oh no, am I gonna have to get into something now? It's too early for this. Anyways, here's an interesting point. Let's just keep an eye on it. Just because it's there doesn't mean you take a trade. It means you keep an eye on it. I'm gonna put a level right there. Let's see what happens. All right, what do we have? Gosh, this chart is so squashed. I can't even. I'm losing my eyesight, seriously. Gotta expand my charts. All right, as it comes down, I'll look for the 642 puts. There we go, if it goes down. So I'm looking at the 643 breakout could be fun if it does that. Also, I have bounce areas down here, but I'm not too excited about the bounce. It's a little too crazy. Anyways, we still have to be careful. We have 11 a.m. news. We can already see a well-defined opening range here on the SPY. Look at the wicks on the top two candles. Look at the bottom on the second candle. This is an obvious zone. If you like measured moves, ORBs, it's all there. What do we have? What do we have? What am I working with here? Yeah, opening range is very obvious. What, real quick, I want to look at the daily chart. What did we have yesterday? Yeah, we had a big day yesterday and a gap today. Very interesting. Yeah, it's going to be fun. I mean, you're going to get lots of movement, I think. You just got to wait for it. The market looks like it's ready to. A lot of things look like they're on the move, as in volatility has increased. Okay, going to break. Where's my room? I only have 50 cents to the upside for an initial target. But with a tight entry, it's still 5R. If it happens. Just be super careful. 645 would be the further up. There it goes. There's a breakout. 644. Okay, let's go to the money. 644. No entry yet. I like see that pinpoint. I wanted to retest. Give me one or two candles up there. Bouncing off of that orange line, I could take a tight entry. Right now, it's just sitting there. It's too dangerous to enter. I won't touch it. But overall, everything positive. That'd be interesting. I want to see a good wick coming down, bouncing off their opening range too. Would be good. Below 643. Whoop, there it is. Okay, let's see if we can catch some of this. Okay, yeah, getting long here. Just a little bit, not too heavy. Stop is down here below that opening, those opening wicks. So around 642.90-ish, right down there. There we go. We're getting good bouncing. Let's see, 640. That's holding. Holding for now. It's a good place to add. There we go. Got in a little bit more. It's pretty tight. There we go. It's pretty tight. Ooh. Gotta be careful where I put my cursor here. 642.90. That's my stop zone. Very tight eye on that. Nope. All right, I'm out of here. Stop. It's not ready. That would have been fun, huh? 644 contracts out of the money. But wait for it. Is it going to go this time? No. Yeah, there it goes. This time it goes without me. Printed a new high. It's actually a very good setup. All right, let's get in heavier this time. There we go. Stop is below the entry candle. Going long. Looking to get through 644. Well, 643.50 is first de-risk and then 644. There we go. We still have, it's only 5 minutes, so we still have some time before the news. Setup's actually pretty good, huh? That big red candle right below it. There it is, 642. Yeah. Okay, now this time I'm out of it as well. All right, that long is not on the cards at the moment. Look at that. Volatility, huh? That's an interesting candle. You see this white one? It's very interesting. It's bullish, but it's got a big wick on the upside. It's too much indecision. I'm going to leave it alone. We got pinpoints at the other levels. Anyways, what else happened? Oh, Apple. Look at that. Hey, guys, watch Apple. It dropped. It's at that level. 235.50, what we talked about. Google, not quite. Fun. Man, I'd love to zoom out on this options chart. It's just such a mess. Here we go. There we go. Much easier to look at. Oof. You know what's interesting now? I'm going to move this line. This pinpoint up here makes a lot more sense right now. See the high of day? I'm just going to put a line right there. That makes a lot more sense than anything we've looked at so far. This is even better than previously. It's got room to the left and right. If it gets there again, then we'll analyze and see what it is. There's no room in it, but let's see. Going further out. And we have the low down there. Wait for that. Oh, man. You got Jay. You're looking at Amazon, huh? What's on Amazon? What's going on? Oh, yeah, look at that. Big 1 minute ORB, huh? I'm keeping my charts the way they are for now because I've got to monitor these things. Yeah, Amazon breaking out of its pre-market range. I'd suggest look at the pre-market range as a measured move, and you have targets up and down. It's going up at the moment. It'd be fun. Raymond, you got Tesla. Let's look at that. When you got Google right now looking at that fallen angel, might be happening. Oh yes, Tesla drop. Is there news on Tesla? Anyone? No. Well, this is just Tesla. All right, come on. So failed ORB on the SPY, but we do have interesting points on the chart to pay attention to. I'm liking these higher lows. See that? Everything bullish so far. Let's get through there, and we have that big point of inflection further up. But if I'm taking a setup up here, I'm likely to add up here, to tighten the stop and add at the green level and go for the next one up, which is where 645-ish. So let's see. At this point, 644. Yeah, 644 contracts make sense. Call options. Yep. But I really only want to wait for the breakout and retest. That's when it's really powerful. These candles should get smaller, ideally. Watch Google, guys. It did a breakout. It seems to be bouncing. 227 is support on that so far. Looks like fun. Keeping up with the score on the cricket game as well. All right, should win today.
Oh, who's playing?
Sri Lanka and Zimbabwe, T20.
Is Sri Lanka any better than it used to be?
Yeah, well, I'm always hopeful, but I don't know.
God, like 2 years ago was such a disappointment.
I know, man. It's so hard for I don't know, man. It's hard to be a fan of Sri Lanka. Consistency is the big issue. It used to be very consistent. We had good players.
Shit.
Yeah, it's a real roller coaster. But you know, it's a good little distraction. All right, SPY is now not doing those higher lows as it was a few minutes ago. Just made a newer, deeper low. Let's see what happens for this one. Anyways, we're getting close to the news now. Yeah, Brian, you caught it too. Yeah, SPY low. Gotta be careful here. So the breakout I attempted didn't work, so just wait for the next one. It may happen. At the moment, it's just getting into a whole lot of chop. Now I'm just seeing chop. Earlier, I was seeing higher lows and all that, but now, I mean, you can still maybe see a higher low, but really, yeah, just wait for it. But here's what I'm really liking on a 1 minute. What I'm looking for, these pinpoints, these big wicks, even like down here, with room to the left and the right. And then breakouts through those levels make sense to me. So let's see. And ideally, you don't want them too far off from these green areas, green lines. What are you guys catching? Anyone catch the Tesla drop or the Google long? We're talking about the Google long earlier.
I'm long Google.
I'm also on Google.
Nice, nice. There you go.
Me too.
Hey, everybody. Yay. I'm busy getting stopped out on the SPY. But you guys are long Google. Good stuff.
Hey, Avi, I checked the pre-market high lows as the measured moves, and it gave me that the first, if you wait first 15 minutes, you're
looking at the SPY?
No. For the Mag 7. I backtested on the Amazon that if you wait first 15 minutes, your numbers get pretty good. as compared to if you include the first 15 minutes.
Nice. So include that in your measured move, and sit out the first 15 minutes, right? Would that make sense when you're back testing? Stay away from
Yeah.
the first 15 minutes.
And the numbers are like, they're not even close to each other. One side you're getting a profit factor of just 1, and on the other side you're getting profit factor of 4. There's
Oh,
a
wow.
big difference.
Yeah, that's massive. That's really interesting. So that opening volatility has a big impact on direction of what's going to happen during the day.
That's for this year, for these last 7 months,
Okay,
and got the same results every time.
that's awesome. Well, that's what's relevant. You don't really want to check out what the market did in 1984, do you? I mean, what the hell?
Yeah.
It behaved very differently. There were different kind of players. So, no, good, man. That's interesting. Yeah, sitting out the open has a lot of benefits to a lot of things. You can see here today I got in fairly early. What time did I get in? Right here, first trade 9:34. It's a lot earlier than what I'm used to, and sure enough, a couple of stop outs. So waiting for a bit makes sense, and you get better data to place your trades on. What a choppy mess on the SPY. Look at that. Google now getting to the pre-market stuff that we talked about here. Let's just look at it real quick. I'll put it on here. There it is. You have the fallen angel it dropped and reclaimed its opening price there, and then the high bounced off, and off you go. Very good. We had Apple got to the level, breakout, retest. Looks like it's just printing lower lows, grinding slowly. Tesla we didn't analyze, but what do we have here? Just dropped again. 1 minute ORB, good setup. 5 minute ORB seems like it was there. The SPY. Let's look at Tesla here. Yeah, if you use the measured move, including the first 15 minutes. Well, okay, that's a different setup altogether. Well, there you go. You got levels on Tesla. If you catch that 1 minute ORB going down, I would just go find levels on the 30-minute chart. Where was the most recent real buyer? That was it right there. Big buyer, pre-market. And then you're going for the buyers that were there yesterday in that zone. Cool. What else? Google, Tesla, Amazon, all the fun stuff. Raymond, man, you're always so excited. Gap and go, Google. Yeah.
That was a beautiful trade on Google. Let's go.
Let's go.
You need to get yourself a motorcycle. Get all your adrenaline out before you show up to trade. That's what I do. Gym, bike, get out swimming, go to the sun, lounge at the pool, whatever you want. Get it all out of your system. And when you come to trade, you're just beat up, exhausted. All you can do is focus. You don't have the energy to overthink it. What do we got here? Brian, you're saying ISO pivot, 1 minute SPY. Can you explain ISO pivot, please, for those of us who don't know, including me?
It's like an inflection point, a 1 minute candle. You have a really, if you look at the 943 candle, we make a nice surge on low volume. Volume decreases, and we throw kind of a topping tail, and then immediately that big push candle is consumed by a sell, but you see volume comes in on that sell candle. I know you don't have volume, but whoever does, you can kind of see that the sell candle had the volume that the pop candle did not have.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you.
Gives me confirmation to stay in my puts a little bit.
Fantastic. Are you in the short and puts?
Yeah, 643s.
All righty.
If we don't break a new low a day here, I'll probably de-risk some.
Yeah. Nice. Oh, that's a good analysis. If you guys like using volume, that's what it is, man. The heavier the volume, the more you can trust the candle. At least that's the 80-20 of it. And you can identify it this way. All right, it's getting to my zone. That little orange line, I would like to see a breakout, but we're very close to that news. What a shame. 642s. Wait, where's the price? 642 would be very difficult to trade that. 641 would be better. The target.
Nvidia looks
is-
weak
If I
as well.
can, also
Yeah.
to reiterate, yesterday we were talking pre-market. I said, hey, I could see us pushing up to that next area for last point of supply. We're approaching, I have a rectangle on my chart, and we're kind of approaching the lower end of that last point of supply. So you're seeing selling coming in, pushing down towards this. If we break 642 and retest and people get on board, it could be quite a drop.
That makes perfect sense. I like that area too. Short around about 642 and go short. Oh, cool, man. You got a very interesting way of looking at the market. I like it. Sorry, someone else was saying something as well. What did I miss?
Nvidia looks weak as well. I can't imagine the SPY going up if Nvidia is weak.
I don't know on AMD profits.
Nvidia, well, dropped so far, generally weak, but let's see. Yeah. Nvidia is what, 8% of the SPY or something crazy like that at this point.
I think it's like 8 or 9%, yeah.
And people think they're buying the stock market when they buy the SPY. Are you kidding me? You're basically buying 7 stocks and mostly just Nvidia. In all these gains we've seen in the SPY, it's amazing. 500 tickers, and there's only 7 or 8 of them that are actually made new highs. I'm just propping everything up. This is what you call a bubble. Again, this is the stuff I look at when I'm investing. We'll talk about that a bit later. So, dangerous environment. All right, 10 minutes to the news, or 9 minutes, whatever. Something. 642s on the long side. 644s would make sense. Oh, yeah, I did 644s earlier. And yeah. So what's interesting in the way I'm looking at this, if I find a fantastic breakout to the upside setup at this point I've got here, this orange line, I'm going to consider that as a breakout of the green level. So I'm not targeting the green level. It would be a big old ORB break, breakout, retest, enter in the retest, and going long through the level. It's like a pre-entry of the real big breakout that I'm looking for. That's my perspective on it at the moment. If it gets there. For now, it's just, it's way down here, and we got news coming anyway. So it's these little spots on the chart, on the 1 minute chart, with the room to the left and right that makes sense. You can see even here this little orange line. Okay, 643. Let's see it make a lower high. Great big chop at the moment. And there we go. Apple finding its buyers right about as expected. Fallen angel happening. Looks like it's happening. Take a look at that, guys. Yeah. That's the level we had in mind, and by identifying the pre-market support right there. And 1 minute chart got there. Turned out to be a false breakout. I don't see a way to catch it. Maybe there's a way just over here, maybe a little earlier, a couple minutes ago. But really, the break of high of day, if it gets up to high of day, I think that's the explosive trade. This is basically all people taking profits and new buyers coming in around 235. And then let's see if they're strong enough for a new high. And so far, we're getting a lower high on the SPY. Very good. All setting up for the break down. Downside. Downside would be fun. Well, 642. 642. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't have much of a choice with these contracts. If I get the short, it would have to be 642 because the target is above 641. Well, initial targets, and then go further down. Yeah, that's an important level on the chart. We have other levels. Once we get that breakout through basically pre-market high, I'll be looking at these other levels. All right, we're back down to it. Got news in 6 minutes. I'm not going to open any positions now. Just got to wait for it to pass, and then we'll see. Overall, I'm seeing a downtrend, basically lower highs and lower lows. If you look at this 1 minute chart, I see two major lows and the second one's lower. I see three major highs and they're all lower, getting lower. So generally a downtrend. It's hard to call this a trend. That's more chop than trend. Oops. It's interesting. You see the lows here on the SPY. You had the low in the 2nd minute, and a little later, 946. I'm curious to see if that low holds. Basically 642.50. If it rejects 642.50 consistently, that's one good sign for a short. Then break down and retest around 642.10. Basically break down, retest low day. There it goes. It just rejected that. Very nice. And here's where I'd wait for a big bearish candle and then a 1 minute candle to pull up and reject 642.20. If there was no news coming out, I'd be interested in it. I'd go into these.
De-risked a bit at just over 2-1 there on that drop.
Nice. Yeah, there you go. You got that little pop. Yeah, and you got news coming out now, well, soon. So you want to be de-risked and perhaps re-enter. Good catch on that. You're able to catch these fast moves, huh? There's that retest. I may have entered now. Started with a small size, the wider stop, and then try and tighten it up in the next few minutes if it stayed. But again, all if there's no news. And now it's actually not likely to go anywhere. I'd suspect if the news is coming out, everyone's going to wait for that. Algos are going to wait. Generally speaking, that's what you see. Again, those of you guys who like Bookmap and the order book, you can look at that. You'll see the book clearing out probably a couple of minutes from now, which will tell you that the news that's about to come will likely be impactful. But the algos are waiting for it. Oh, excuse me. Oh, man. Too much time in the sun today.
On Bookmap, there's lots and lots of red orders, red bubbles. So that's, market orders selling that they're still trying to absorb at this level currently.
So they're going to sit here for a while and use the news as an opportunity to clear the book or to liquidate where they need to liquidate and then drop. But yeah, this is where I would normally add more. There it goes. This would have been a good one. If there was no news, I'd be right into this. In the previous candle, I would have started a position, and then when this one dropped just 30 seconds ago or so, I would have added into a heavier one. But again, with news, it's just not worth the trouble. And then you'll not scalp, but de-risk as you go through levels and then look for the next levels. It's a pretty obvious pinpoint down there. Support, resistance, yeah, it's all there. $642, huh? Sheesh. 642 is so sticky. It's so tight. It's almost like you're entering in them at the money. I don't know. Let the news come. And if the news gives me a good pop, and I've done this before where the news pops up and starts rejecting quickly, I might enter during the news candle if it behaves the way I like it to. And I'll go out the money because those things are fast. In that case, I'll take the 641s. and look to get a big ripper going down. Yeah, and then you got some interesting zones. Going out the money like that is very aggressive, though. Oh, we're getting another area. Uh-oh. Another pinpoint. Hold on a sec. Yeah, it's right there. 641 is right there. You can see how tight that becomes. But let's see. 30 seconds to the news. Wait and see. Watch Google as well, guys. The break of that pre-market high. Very interesting. Apple as well, sitting at that level. Looking bullish to my eyes. All right, here's the news. What do we got? Oh, sheesh. Look at that. That's so fast. I can't even enter this thing. Whoa. Okay, further up. No, all right. So I'm taking a short, not too heavy, just because it's a super wide stop. I mean, I really got to be careful with this. 641. I'm looking to rip through 641.50 and target the 641 level. That happened so fast. There was no way to get in heavy on this. The stop is basically up here above the candle, about 640 to 45, right up there. So what is it, about 25, 30 cent stop on the contract. And okay, now taking the stop. Come on, get the stop. There it is. Got the stop. And wait for it. Yeah, that's a big bullish engulfing candle. Huh? You guys see that? The previous candle is red, and the white candle has got the low and the high significantly outside, as well as the high and the close are pretty much in the same place. So, big bullish engulfing. Now, is that part of the pattern, or is that just news? Well, you got to make up your mind. Generally, I like to consider it as part of the pattern after the fact. So now that it's over, I'd consider this a big reversal setup. Just what I was looking at earlier. So the news play is over. I'm not doing the news play. Gotta wait for this. Gotta wait. Yeah,
I took a little more out on that drop on the news, and then as we came back up, I set it to break even and got taken out on the runner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good management. De-risk and then take it out as it comes in against you. Good stuff, man. I want to see these trades, man. They sound great. Let's get rid of this. Where is the level? All right, my level's up here. Okay, what do we have? Big bullish engulfing on a 1 minute chart. This is massive. Anyways, anyone know what the news is? Good news, bad news? Any ideas?
It's a little bit softer than expected, which I think is good for a cut, which is why the market's popping. If the labor market remains weak, that's what the Fed wants to see. If inflation is steady, then maybe they actually cut this time. Who knows?
All right. Cool. So not too dramatic. That's the whole thing. Can't hear you, man. It's all muffled. Oh, there goes Tesla on the news as well. Watch Google, guys. That's going. It's on the run. Just broke out of that area we were talking about. Good little setup, too. All right. Well, now the SPY chart is one great big mess. Can't see anything on it. Just going to leave it alone for a bit. Find something later. Huh. That's interesting. Friday is a public holiday here in Dubai. I may not be trading on that day. It's some prophet's birthday or something. And I'm getting some notice that tomorrow might be a day off too. I'm not sure what's going on. I have to take a look at this. Which means schools are out. That's the big thing.
So I guess piggybacking off myself, what I was talking about with the Fed and the jolts, whatever. Last Wednesday we were at about 89% chance cut, and now it just jumped to about 92%. I think, yeah, it doesn't seem like a lot, but
Mm-hmm.
it'll work. And then those numbers on Friday, I believe, is, let me see, what we got Friday. Yeah, Friday, the non-farm payrolls will cement probably a yay or nay, as long as inflation stays where it's at.
Okay. Interesting, huh? That's cool. So you're combining these, call it fundamental analysis with your technical analysis and picking the points on the chart.
Yeah, I have this I don't know, unmotivated way of making myself feel like I'm always wrong. So I always look for tools to remind me I may be right.
Well, it's just a business of probabilities, you know. Any trade, any analysis could easily be wrong or right. All you got to do is be consistent with your method. And don't, start changing it just because you're getting frustrated. Change it if there's a very good reason to change it. But yeah, no, you got it, man. Yeah, Dennis, go ahead.
Hey, Avi. I was wondering if you could look at Google's at
Yeah.
9:49. There is engulfing patterns, so I decided to enter. But then I realized that after a few minutes, it's making lower high, and also wasn't sure if there's enough room. So like, can you just comment on this? Would you enter there, or would you just wait for the breakout?
Yeah, and I feel like engulfings, this is a good reversal engulfing. The entry would have been about a minute ago. This new low off the red candle from, I'm looking at this 1004 candle. There you go. Now it dropped. Boom. The entry was just a minute ago. That's a good setup for a reversal right here. But you were talking about 949, is that right?
Yeah.
949 here. Oh, yes, that is. Yeah. Now here's the thing. What you having, you got to look at the context. You had Google make a range and then a breakout. So you're thinking it's in an uptrend. And then it consolidates. And during consolidation, it gives you an engulfing. Now, when you're looking at this, you're thinking it could be a continuation play, right? So typically, I don't look at engulfings and continuations. I tend to look more for hammers. But again, nothing wrong with this. It could easily be a good one. Your entry would have been, if you identified it, entry would have been the new 1 minute high with a stop below it, and then you trail the price as it goes up. So I don't think there's too much wrong with it. I just prefer to look for these hammers during consolidations, during continuation plays, rather than engulfings. Engulfings, I think, are very powerful when you have reversal setups. So in this case, you have this uptrend, and now you have this reversal setup on a 1 minute chart, which had already dumped a little bit, and you're already in a zone where you want to de-risk. So I would think of it in those terms. Again, context is important. Engulfings are tricky setups. Context becomes very important with them. So be a little careful with them. And here's the thing about engulfing. I'll show you that. Look at the difference. There's different types. This bullish one, is nowhere near as powerful as this bearish one, because this bullish one, engulfed the previous candle, but not by a whole lot. Just call it 20%. But look at this. This is like 200%, 300% bigger than the previous red candle, right? Completely engulf it, and even the previous white candle as well. And that's incredibly powerful. No wonder you're getting a drop. So, you really want to absolutely demolish the previous candle. And in this case, you want the close and the low to be in the same place, or the close and the high to be in the same place. Very powerful for reversals. So, cool, man. There you go. Yep. Cool. And the SPY is a great big mess as well. What am I seeing here? Ugh. Takes me more than 5 seconds to figure out. I'm not going to touch it. It's a big disaster right now. Could have been a fun one if the news wasn't too good. It would have been just a drop. Boom. I've done those before, but not today. No ORB early on that one either. But it could still set up an ORB. What I'm interested in, if you look at this whole thing now, just zoom out a little bit, you have generally went lower. The news changed the whole dynamic of it, where now it's starting to push up even after that engulfing as well. Generally higher lows, and you still have this very obvious high of day with room to the left and the right. If it gets up there, breakout retest, that's an area I'd be very interested in. I'm not so curious about the downside anymore. Actually, if anything, I should just put the level down there. Let's see if it gets to that pinpoint and break. So now inside of this zone, it's just messy. Not really worth looking at. So just wait for it to get to one of these places. Again, I'm more interested in the long, but it's still early in the day. And yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, Avi, thoughts on Apple reversing?
Apple did reverse, didn't it? Oh yeah, I did. So that's an area that we identified as support. What's cool is it so far looks like a false breakout. Let's see. Get through it, and then it got choppy. Generally higher lows. Tough one, huh? I would say this zone where it is now is very complicated. You don't want to trade it here. It's just choppy. Even though it's making higher lows, it's just choppy. I would put a level right there. 1 minute. You can see this very important zone. If it breaks through here, 236.50, breakout retest, then I would have more conviction for the long, and then look for high of day and the breakthrough there. Oh, there you go. There's a good engulfing now. But this engulfing happened just now, and it's a very powerful one. But it's happened in the middle of chop. There's nothing in it. It's not happened at the bottom down here. Big old engulfing. You can see this bullish engulfing. I wouldn't trust it. Again, yeah, just wait for it. Wait for it. It's too dangerous, I think, to enter here. 236.50. That would be my zone. Actually, if you look at... Yeah, look at this one. Tesla actually did exactly what we're talking about. If you look at this pinpoint here, through the 331.10 or so, right here on Tesla, you can see it did what Apple exactly did, just kind of grinding upward, but choppy and dangerous. But then as soon as it broke out of that pinpoint, boom, straight up, right? The 10 a.m. news helped it as well. But right there. That's what you want waiting for on Apple, this kind of thing. Identify a real key inflection point and then see if you can catch a breakout and retest through it. That would make more sense. And there you go. Google's working out very nicely, guys. That whole bearish engulfing reversal pattern. You can see how powerful that is, man. So if I caught it, let's see, targets. That was the first seller. I'd start de-risking there. So you have this 1008 candle. Then you have, yep, right now at the second level of de-risking, taking partials. Then you have these wicks down here in this zone. Yeah, at this point, you're into that ORB area. This would be a final target, 227, really. De-risking zones along the way. Pretty good, huh? And it's happened all approximately at a level. Now, levels are zones. You can see that. You would enter the short here above the level. And nothing wrong with that because it's not really a level. It's not a specific point on a chart. It's an area. Nothing wrong with entering short above it. And that's a real bit of a mind trick. It really messes with our heads a little bit. So I like to put a level and then watch the 1 minute action to really give me a setup and enter. So Google would have been excellent. Here we go. Let's start paying attention here on the SPY. 641 contracts short. It's not a lot of room in it, but really 641 is a target. All right. So I'm looking at, wow, big drop. I want it to really break out here, this pinpoint, the retest. The retest is what I want. This is too dangerous right now. That is very interesting. Wow. See, ideally, I'd enter a short above the green level. That's because of the 1 minute price action, if it sets up. So right now, I'm just watching. What happened? Looks like a lot of things popped to the downside. This is not a breakout at all, huh? It's a hammer. It's not a reversal either. Definitely not. This hammer just happened. Anyone know why this is not a reversal on the SPY? This hammer that just happened, 1013. Any guessers? Come
It's
on, don't make
coming
me.
right after a big red candle.
Yes, thank you. Perfect. Thank you. Don't let me talk at you all day, guys. Come on, I'll just start ranting. I'm gonna step in sometimes. But that's perfect. Exactly. This happened right after a giant candle. You can't just trust a reversal right away. No way. I'm not trusting a breakout either. This is just a mess. Ugh. Where did it reject from? Yeah, just about these points right here. It's not there yet. Not there yet for the short. I was thinking long earlier, but look, it really got to that level. I've got the contract 641s. Oh, what the hell? 641s. There it is. All right, now we're getting something. You can see now it's beginning to respect my orange line. If I have a short, it's very difficult to short here. It's not behaving the way I like it. Still gotta wait. Oof. You know when it's fun? When the price action's clean. And for me, it's clean when I can look at it and it speaks to me. If it takes me a few seconds to try and figure out what it's doing, it's not good enough. So that's basically that keeps me out of a lot of crappy positions as well. Like this short right here would have stopped out by now. Anyways, yeah, that's not happening. Cool. All right. What do we got here? Oh, you guys, yeah, you got it. Sirkan got it too long for his candle, yeah. Looking for rejection of 642. Yeah, all right. Yeah, Brian, you're looking at that. Yeah, it's still in a messy zone, huh? Mark, you're saying you took the downside, lost 2R. Oh, took it twice. Okay, that's why 2R. Okay. Pullbacks are far. Yep. Yeah, take it easy, Mark. Well, I've taken a few trades already. How many did I lose so far? I think 3, I think. No big deal. Just wait for it. And if it doesn't set up today, no big deal. Just walk away, come back tomorrow. Easy enough. You gotta remember, the market will be here. You gotta make sure you're here. So that's preservation of capital, all that fun stuff. The downside still looks so messy to my eyes on the SPY. I mean, it had this pinpoint, but look at that. It's gone up again. It's just, I can't trust it anymore. That upside makes more sense. If it ever gets there, it's so fun if it gets there. On the other hand, I like the support zone, 641-ish. Be fun if it gets down there in reversal and you're just going straight up. Those are fun. I like that. And on a daily, what would that be? That would be bounce off of an interesting area. Oh, actually, there's nothing on a daily chart, but yeah, gapped up, pushed down, and reversed back towards its open. Fun. So far, it's generally bearish, and I can't find a bearish entry. You can see this. This is fun. Look at this. This green line here, 641.58. I picked it up off of this line chart. Where did I pick it up from? I can't remember. Where is it? 641.58. Oh, right there. It dropped, and then that was the bounce or consolidation before it dropped again. Just that, just on the simple line chart. And then you go to today's 1-minute chart so far. Look at that. It's almost precise. Pretty cool, huh? What I'm trying to say to you is there's no wrong way to trade. These are the new Avinacci levels, right? Version 2. There you go. Line charts.
What do you think of Apple right now, Avi?
Apple. Where is it? Whoops. Oh, there you go. It went through, huh? Look at that. I was saying that pinpoint right there. Sure enough, now you expect it to get cleaned up, or ideally cleaned up. What I would like to see is let it bounce off of 236.50, ideally. So it should have a drop, and you can see there's resistance where it is right now. Ideally starts bouncing off that level, and then you can accumulate your position down there for that long. If it doesn't do that, then I'd say the other long would be the high of day break. You can, if it gets there and starts to look for that same setup breakout. So you have those two opportunities. Thing looks okay. Looks quite okay. But not right now. Not right here at 237. No. Either drop and enter or let it get to the next point and enter. So Jit, you're as well looking at Apple and PLTR. Okay. Apple and real quick PLTR. And Dennis, yeah, you want to get into the investing stuff? Yeah, I see it. Yeah, we can do that. There's not much going on here. There you go. PLTR. So what did it do? Closed here, a bit of a gap up. And then, yeah, drop. Oh, look at that hammer. Massive. And reclaimed its open and high, and off you go. Yeah, fallen angel. Not too bad. Good stuff. Sujit and Raf. Nice job. Good stuff, guys. All right. While waiting for these setups, you know what? I got to do one thing. Hold on a sec. Okay. I'm going to stop this recording, guys. Just a moment.